Plenty of things are flat. The prairies, day-old beer, my Uncle Steve's haircut. Welcome to Brew Wizards Beer Quest. Today, we talk about flat earthers.
You know I'm the man.
So basically, the Earth is shaped like a giant frisbee.
Well, shit.
That's what I said too.
I actually can't wait to see the justification for the Earth being a frisbee.
Well, let's do it now. I want to tell you about Mad Mike Hughes. Mad.
Is Matt his nickname? Did he give himself that one?
He might have. So on Saturday, March 24th, the day we ate treats of pizza,
Yeah.
this man shot himself 1,875 feet into the air with a homemade steam-powered rocket.
Did he actually?
Yes, and it was made entirely out of spare parts.
Did they not shut him down before he could do this?
This is not the first time he's done it. This is the first time he videoed himself doing it, though, so there's lots...
video?
You know, despite building his own rocket, Mike says he doesn't actually believe in science. I'm gonna quote this here.
Okay.
I'm gonna read
Oh,
it.
good. He has quotes.
Of course there's a quote.
At least he wore a helmet.
I know about aerodynamics and fluid dynamics and how things move through the air and about certain size of rocket nozzles and thrust. But that's not science. That's just a formula. There's no difference between science and science fiction. Mike wanted to prove that the Earth was flat. He's a self-taught rocket scientist who is also a limo driver.
Buckle up. It's time for your wedding.
So I'm gonna let you sit and think about that for a little bit while I go and chat with Dave from Bose about some beer.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. He's one of the Daves I like. Sitting down with Dave from Bose this week. Welcome, Dave.
Thanks, Norm, for inviting me again for Boards and Brews, our fifth season here together, sampling out beers, playing some great board games. We have the Flight of beers, complimentary. Always starting off with Lugtread, the Lagered Ale, our German-style Kolsch beer, 5.2, top fermented like an ale and cold aged like a lager. This one here is the California Common, using California lager yeast and giving it a little bit more malt character to the beer. You can see it just got a little more color than the Lugtread and very sessionable.
Thought I overheard you saying you brought the water in from California.
No,
Okay,
not at all.
that would have been silly.
That would have been really crazy because they need the water more than we do. we took their yeast from them, not the
Just the yeast.
just the yeast. We left them with their water. So we also brought in a sample of the Strong Patrick, our Irish red beer. Very excited this year that we've aged this beer in Jameson barrels. So we collaborated with Jameson's. They sent over some of their Irish whiskey barrels. We take a portion of the beer, age it in that whiskey barrel, giving it some nuances of vanilla and that give us some nice character and flavor to the beer. And to finish it off all, we have our West Coast IPA, the full-time IPA. We did a big launch of this last summer with the Brew Wizards here. Hopefully we'll bring it back as a guest tap from time to time. 6.7, big in the hop character, what we call 60 IBUs, or 3 times as bitterness as the Lugtread. Utilizing our West Coast hops, it brings out grapefruit and citrus flavors. So this is our little lineup of 4. Come down and complimentary samples today and play a game of chess against me and hopefully maybe take home one of our prizes here tonight, one of our toques.
Of course, if you're hearing about this right now, you're way too late. You fucked up big time.
You know, I really like him.
Yeah,
Really good at chess.
really, he didn't lose to anybody.
No.
Not a single person.
No. Anyways, back to people that think that the Earth is flat.
We just shot a car into space.
There's going to be a convention, an international convention of flat earthers in Edmonton. It's going to be hosted by Robbie Davidson.
I don't know who that is.
That's okay, nobody does. How come you can see the curvature of the Earth when you're in an airplane?
Good question.
Great question. Well, that, my friend, is because of specialized glass they put in airplanes. They originally did this to sell more plane tickets when planes were new.
How would that sell more plane tickets?
Because it looks like you see a curved Earth.
I don't care about the shape of the Earth when I'm in a plane. I care about like the lack of legroom and like airplane food. For those of you just tuning in, or if you've had your volume on mute this whole time, or like watching us while you were driving and a cop has since pulled you over, and you're like turned it right down, you're like, I wasn't doing anything, officer. That's never happened to me. We are discussing flat earthers and how there's a group of people out there that believe that the earth is flat, and here with more of that is Norm.
As Robbie puts it, this is Robbie Davidson from the convention.
Oh, do you think he has like flat earther groupies?
Yes. You want to get on my plane? It was a synonym for his dick. As Robbie puts it though, we all really severely do not believe we are on a ball spinning through space.
Severely.
Severely. Now the main point he tries to emphasize is the lack of empirical evidence that the Earth is in fact a sphere.
Okay, so.
Okay, so here's the Earth.
No. Okay, easier enough. Okay.
Those are all optical illusions.
No. Okay.
This convention is going to be held in Edmonton, Alberta this August.
Can we go? If you're watching right now, we're gonna start a GoFundMe page to send myself and Norm,
Plus cameraman Dan.
oh, and Dan, to go to Edmonton, Alberta, fucking Texas of Canada, and we're gonna go to this Flat Earth convention.
We're going to interview people. We'll do a whole episode.
Okay, so there will be a link to a GoFundMe page to send us to the Flat Earthers convention in August 2018.
Robbie has some more to say in case you weren't paying attention. Robbie is still the convention guy.
He's the famous dude. He's the dude with the Flat Earther groupies.
Had some more to say about that.
Oh, good.
We think science is good. We're not anti-science. A lot of science has just moved away from what science ought to be. It's very theoretical now. What experiment can you even do to prove the curvature of the Earth? You mean like taking video from a satellite?
Yeah, or a Tesla.
I can't think of a single one. Oh God, satellites!
They have a thing for satellites?
So how do you explain seeing the satellites move through the sky? Well, those are actually pseudo-satellites put there to trick you.
What does that even mean? What the fuck is a pseudo-satellite? Science isn't real, satellites are fake. I'm gonna need a beer.
Wanna grab a flight? Welcome to Flight Academy, where we'll be talking about a flight of beer that I prepared. For those of you who don't know what a flight is, it is a collection of small portions of beer. Right off the fucking hop, huh? Today we've got Home Sweet Home from Five Paddles, Is There Life on Marzen from Muskoka, and we've got the Flying Monk Chamomile Triple from Barnstormer. This is the Home Sweet Home.
I feel like it's smoother than I remember, or I just didn't drink enough of it last time we had it.
It's likely that your palate developed, and now it doesn't just taste like a beer. You're tasting maybe the honey on the back
I can
end.
definitely taste the honey on the back end now. Like it doesn't just like reek of beer, if that makes sense. I like my reviews on this because like, that guy's a fucking idiot. It's really good. They can sell 1 million bottles of that and I would not be surprised. What's this one?
So this is There Life on Marzen?
Okay, so this is the limited edition one. For those of you out there watching that don't know, Muskoka does a beer of the month. This is March's beer of the month, Life on Marzen.
From their Moonlight Kettle series.
I don't know if I've ever had a Marzen before.
A lot of malt characteristics. I find it a little easier on the hops.
So why is it called the Marzen?
Marzen translates to month of March, and it was brewed at this time with more hops and a higher alcohol content to last a 6-month stretch where brewing beer in Bavaria was forbidden.
Look, it has like a banana finish. Is that weird?
It sounds like your palate's developing.
Oh no, I'm growing.
Your Belgians and like your doubles or triples, you'll find that the Belgian yeast adds like a clove or banana flavor.
You can taste the chamomile in there for sure.
Yeah, but you pick up any of the banana or clove?
Not as much as this one, but I also get like overwhelmed with chamomile, and I think clove is the other thing I'm tasting in there.
Well, you know how sometimes people...
Have you ever had a dream that you
Every time you bring up that video. Home Sweet Home for your average beer drinker. If your palate isn't developed enough, like maybe that. But the Marzen's really speaking to me. I have a feeling you're gonna really like the triple.
As an adventure beer, I would definitely go with the triple. As a regular beer, I'm going with the Home Sweet Home. Partially because I find Marzen's just a little bit on the sweet side for me.
How would you finish this flight off? Would you start it with something else or finish it, or would there be something in the middle?
I think that this would be a strong start to a flight.
Yeah.
And I think that your best bet would be to finish with something. I think the RoboHop has a profile that would finish well. Yeah, I think the RoboHop would actually be a nice finish.
Nope.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for coming along for the ride. If you like what we saw here today, do stuff with our things. Not like that.
You know I'm the man.
Roger's our newest employee. He makes a mean macchiato and really pounds back the beers.